just to test Illustrator with one of your developed sketches. I have a new document open. And I have my sketch right here. I'm going to just drag it in. Oh, it's huge. So I'm going to hold Shift and I'm going to make it really small. I'm going to rotate it using the rotation tool. And Command 0. And there is, oh, I just make it a little bigger. I'm going to crop, I should have cropped, which is fine. I'm just going to do, it's about that size, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead to Object, I'm going to lock a selection. Now I can't click on it, and I can start the process of trying to outline it. I'm going to start with the M. So I'm going to get my pen tool, I'm going to make some straight lines the best I can. This is a curved line, but I'm not going to do the whole curved line. That sounds good. Click on that. Because I can't see it, I'm going to press Escape. I'm going to click on the selection tool. I'm going to select that line that I've been creating, and I'm going to give it a stroke. I'm going to give it a nice big black stroke. Like that. Click on pen tool again, and I'm just going to continue. And then I'm going to go from here to about here. I'm going to try to curve it. I'm going to click it and connect it, but I need to curve it. So I think that first thing you do is you want to make sure you're completing objects so that when you get in close you can see that these are all connected. And you'll note that is right when you try to fill it with blue. Oh, there we go. See, I've digitized my M already. Get back out a little bit. Command minus. But if I back up, I also could just fill it using the eyedropper tool like some of the tutorials had. I could click and it will actually use the color that I'm clicking on. So the eyedropper tool will come in handy if you want to use exactly the colors that you use to color it. Of course, wherever I click, depending on how much I colored it, you'll get different colors. So that's a good thing. And then these circles, I could do two things. I could use the pen tool and go and make those curves if I wanted to, or I could try to do kind of an ellipse tool. They were supposed to be kind of circular, but they didn't quite get it. So I'm going to try holding Shift. I'm going to try to find the center. I didn't really do that a very good job, but I'm going to grab this and place it here. And I'm going to stretch it out, and it looks like the very first one right there. I can copy and paste, put the other one here, and start pulling it to get the second set of oranges. I'm using the arrow keys. And I don't want to show you. Okay. You get the idea would be to continue on and create the rest of these circles. So what I'm going to do is now select all though for right now, and I'm going to click the Shape Builder tool, and I'm going to create the rest of the M by clicking and dragging through. So I want all these to be the same shape. Now the M is its own shape again. I want to make. And then you need to click on each shape that you want to make a shape. So I want this to be a shape, I want that to be a shape, 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 that to be a shape. And actually I'm going to click on these two right here to make sure they're shapes too. Because when I click on the select tool, just like in the tutorials, I can now delete those shapes. Okay, now every one is an individual shape, so I can click on them. Click on the eyedropper tool and just click on the shape. Now what it's done is it's it's filled it, but it's taking off the stroke as well. So I also could just come up here and click on, oh, I want this nice red here. Okay. But if you wanted to, you could click on each of these. I didn't have a lot of colors in my colored pencils, so these were the colors I had. If I want, I can bring back the stroke. Let's say I'm just going to make it a 2-point stroke. Whoops, 2-point stroke. And then I'm going to click on these 3 shapes by holding shift. I've got them all collected, and I'm going to eyedropper it. Boom. Yeah, those colors I probably can find better colors for those. I'm going to give it a stroke too, as well as a 0.2 stroke, I think. And then the last thing, I'm just going to click on my M, eyedropper tool, click, make sure I give the stroke back. It's a 3-point stroke. I might have to change that a little bit. But there you go. You have you've kind of done a first test with your Illustrator and one of your developed sketches, so you get an idea of what you need to use, so you can make your plan out as needed. So definitely the line tool, the shape builder tool, the shapes tool, the fill and the stroke, the selection, the direct selection tool. Over here, and I'm noticing something is going weird up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch in so I can see. I'm going to select it, and I can see there's a loop happening. So I'm going to fix that loop. So if I click on the direct select tool, it's where I can see the individual points. And I can see that I don't really want this one right here. So I'm going to click on it and click on the pen tool. I'm going to go down to delete anchor point. So it's a little minus now, and I'm just going to start clicking. And that's shows me now that point. There is a lot of tools. Once you're on the direct select tool and you clicked on a anchor itself, you can try playing around with them to see what happens. You can cut them. You can subtract it. See, I just deleted that. So look at the top of where the control panel is when you're clicking on things, and to see what kind of options you have, and just Command Z if you need to back up.